시청자 여러분 안녕하십니까?
Greetings from Seoul, Korea, and welcome to the IPL5 Korean Qualifiers for League of Legends. I'm Tasteless, and with me is Andy. How you doing today, man?
Pretty good today, man.
Yeah, man.
Really excited for these games coming up.
Yeah.
really
good games. I haven't seen you in a while. Everything else we did up until now, it was a recording, so now we're here live. And I think it's going to be really exciting. We got Najin Shield against AZUBU Blaze. You got any favorites here?
Definitely AZUBU Blaze. I mean, AZUBU Blaze definitely has the stronger showings throughout in the past. So I would give the favorite to AZUBU Blaze, but definitely Najin Shield can take it home.
And if you guys haven't watched some of the VODs that we had of the previous parts of the tournaments, definitely check them out, especially a round of 4 I thought was awesome. If you're unfamiliar with me, I don't take that personally. I'm Tasteless. I am a Starcraft 2 caster. I cast the GSL Code S, which you can also see here at GOMTV.net. I am not a League of Legends expert, however. That is why Andy is here. I'm just here to look pretty and kind of drive the show along. So I'm going to be the guy asking a lot of kind of newbie questions. So that, we have a lot of StarCraft people watching, since this is mostly known as the StarCraft Network, tuning in here. So I'm going to be learning as you're dropping knowledge bombs.
I will try my best.
we got kind of an interesting situation because this is Andy's first time really casting and my first time doing League of Legends. So we're kind of feeling it out. So bear with us. But think of this like a pilot here at GOMTV.net. And so far we've been getting a lot of views, which is exciting. So expect great things in the future. Of course, League of Legends, hands down, the most popular game of all time. I never thought that a game would actually beat an MMO.
Yeah, me neither. I mean, when World of Warcraft first came out, it was huge. Like, so many people. Even I was playing it,
Yeah, sure.
And, I mean, I think the whole MOBA, or not, the MOBA genre started with Dota.
Yeah, it started with Dota, which is just a use map settings from Warcraft 3. Because similar, I always think of that like, how you had Half-Life, and then they made Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, it looks like, one dude, Ice Frog, makes a game better than, an entire industry does. Just like I feel like Counter-Strike genuinely is better than Half-Life multiplayer, for instance. And now we have, from there we got Han and League of Legends and Dota 2. Yeah. It's on the way. And it's really exciting to see this genre. My theory has always been, I think that multiplayer team games are more appealing.
Definitely.
To especially casual players. I think there's less intimidation. There's more of a communal aspect to it. Which, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, obviously, the real shining example of what makes League of Legends so beautiful is the teamwork involved, in executing a coordinated attack. Yeah. Is everybody using the right items here? Are we covering everybody? Does everybody understand, who's behind, who's ahead, how to balance that? So, yeah. As you can see, here's been the, I guess that's going to be in Korean, so that might look like a stick circle fight to you guys. But as you guys can see here, today are the finals. This was the tournament schedule up until then. So here was what the brackets looked like. And now we're finally here, Najin Shield against AZUBU Blaze. Shield ended up beating Sword, both on Najin and AZUBU. It was Frost versus Blaze, so kind of a funky little setup here. It is going to be a best of 5 with the first 4 sets draft mode. If we get to the 5th set, it will be blind mode. I understand, and please correct me if I'm wrong, that it is not as common to have blind mode in tournaments.
Yeah, in the West, usually in Western tournaments. Usually in Western tournaments, the last game will still be a draft mode pick. However, the Koreans kind of like to make it more balanced.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, because obviously one team has to start with draft mode pick, and then this way they have an even layout of who's going to do that. And then blind mode pick, not as common in competitive games, but, there's always different views. We get to different cultures on how do you make the most balanced tournament. For StarCraft with MLGs, you've had extended series before, something I'm not crazy about. In some of these tournaments, there's just one single LM bracket you kind of go through. Very similar to what we have in the Code S. Once you get past a certain phase, that's it. So, yeah, in case you're wondering, that's why. Also, did you get a Twitter account?
I did not, actually.
You messed it up. I told you to get one.
Yeah, I need to get one.
Well, when he gets a Twitter account, we will plug that. I'm Call Me Tasteless. Feel free to add me on Twitter. You can tweet at me there. If you don't have a Twitter, you need to get on that. You too, buddy.
Yeah, I mean,
Twitter's awesome.
Well, actually, if you live, or if you play on the Korean server, you could add me in game as well. I mean,
would you actually want that?
I wouldn't mind.
All right,
I could teach you newbies, some tricks or two.
Now, there's a lot on the line down here because the winning team is going to go on to Las Vegas at the IPL finals. So. And that's good. That's the only team that's going to be there to represent Korea. Now, Korea did not win the World Series, which was it was held in Los Angeles, right? That was in LA?
Yeah,
okay, just want to make sure.
In LA.
I knew it was in Cali somewhere. I just want to make sure. There's a lot on the line here. These guys want to represent their teams. Now we have our team, Najin Shield.
Yep, and we'll have Expression, Bang, Makuza, Hoon, and Vinyl Cat. All these players pretty well known on the Korean server. Not sure about the Western server. Makuza, however, really well known all around the world. I believe he did take a couple months break. I'm not sure what he was doing, during that time, but he was out of the scene for quite a while.
It's really common for pro gamers to take short breaks. I even know when I was a Starcraft professional gamer, if I took a little bit of time off and came back, it was like I could see how the game worked again in a more clear way. I think sometimes when you over-practice, it can be a little bit convoluted. Would you say Makuza is the MVP here?
Probably, yeah. He's a great jungler. I mean, he makes amazing plays. Definitely watch out for his ganks.
And over here we have AZUBU Blaze. We have Flame, Opjack, Helios, Ambition, and Lust Boy.
Yep, another great team. Captain Jack, amazing on the AD carry. Ambition, great in the mid lane. I mean, AZUBU Blaze, so strong. They did go to the, I believe, MLG finals. I'm not sure exactly where that was, but that actually happened just a few days ago. AZUBU Blaze, I believe they won.
Wow.
I know 2 Korean teams made it to the finals. I believe it was AZUBU Blaze versus... I can't remember. I think it might have been Najin Sword.
Okay.
Yeah, it was Najin Sword versus AZUBU Blaze, and actually, AZUBU Blaze came out on top in the MLG finals. Yep.
Really impressive stuff. As you can see, we're dressed up like
Harry Potter.
We're at Hogwarts right now. We, of course, had very short notice for... especially had very short notice for... We need a League of Legends caster. I'm like, I don't cast League of Legends. When you get an expert, try to do it, but... Didn't have time to approve that wardrobe, so I think we're too cool for this, but maybe if we just... I don't know, man.
I think we pull it off.
Some nerds don't know fashion. It's okay. So, I'm excited to get this going. I think we're going to be moving things along fairly quickly here. It's a little bit later here today. It's, what is it? It's about 9:10 at night right now. So I'm betting it's probably going to go on past midnight. We'll see.
Yeah,
should be a pretty epic series. But
hopefully we'll get to that 5th game.
I want to get to that 5th game.
Yeah.
It's going to be awesome. But I think our commercial breaks today are going to be fairly short, so don't go too far away.
Yep.
You got to the restroom. Only number 1s, no number 2s, guys. You don't want to miss a moment of this stuff. So... I think pretty soon here we're going to go into the draft pick.
Yep, I believe we should be going into the picks.
Oh my God!
Yep,
I am like such a clever. I'm like Miss Cleo over here.
Yeah,
all right, so we.
Future.
Yep, I didn't ask for these powers. So we need to see which champions are going to be the first ones that are going to be denied, so that neither team can use that.
Yep.
Who do you expect here?
Well, the first 3 bans are already Kog'Maw, Cho'Gath, and Orianna. We could see a Sona ban. Sona has been quite a common ban during the series.
No shocker, I think, getting rid of Kog'Maw there.
Yeah.
So strong in the end game.
We actually might even see a Nunu ban because, that Nunu Kog'Maw combo is so strong, and since Kog'Maw's already gone, they don't want the other team to have Nunu. So we could see a Nunu ban. I don't know. I mean, the Cho'Gath ban was kind of unexpected. I didn't really expect the Cho'Gath ban or the Olaf ban, actually.
Okay, yeah, the Olaf ban, that's interesting.
So what I'm guessing is that while these 2 teams were scrimming or practicing for this final, either one of these teams were using those specific champions. And
I see.
Yeah, they probably just don't want to deal with those specific champions. And right now we have the final ban going on for AZUBU Blaze.
Not much time left. 1
yeah,
second.
1 second left. Yep, and the Sona ban, not too uncommon. Sona, a very strong support. Najin does have the first pick, so AZUBU Blaze did not want them to have Sona. We could see a Jace.
Jace, okay.
Yeah, very strong pick. Jace
I believe
is a
we
great
saw.
top
I
laner.
think we saw Shield do that last time.
Yeah, it
Jace
might.
first.
Yeah, a lot of teams, really like running that Jace top
we
lane.
might actually not have that though.
Ooh, these guys switching around their champions. Not sure what we're gonna see yet. Ooh, Anivia would be really cool too.
Yep, Anivia very strong.
Yeah,
and definitely. Or Ezreal? No, yeah. Jace.
Looks like they did go back to that Jace. Yeah.
Okay.
So Jace will be in the top lane. Irelia is a really good matchup against that too.
Do you feel like when they cycle through these other champions, they might have wanted? Do you think they're tipping their hand a little bit too much? Possibly they're gonna say, "Oh, we're good with that one. Take them too."
Possibly not so much. I mean, both all the pro teams, they know what champions are the strongest. So,
right.
No matter.
But I was just wondering if when they cycle through a few of those 4 or 5 we saw, is it smart for them to try to pick one of them then?
Possibly. I mean, if those champions fit their team comp and their strategy, then definitely they'll try and pick them up.
Okay, we got 2 more picks over here.
And AZUBU Blaze did pick up that Lulu and Nocturne. Nocturne will be in the jungle, and Lulu will most likely be support. I have seen AP Lulu mid. It's alright, I mean, but definitely I feel like Lulu is a much better support. On Najin's side, Ezreal has been locked in. We also might see a Zyra pickup. Yes, it will be a Zyra pickup. Zyra most likely in the bot lane with that Ezreal. On AZUBU Blaze's side, Twisted Fate actually could be quite interesting. Katarina, another very strong pick.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Katarina has also been, quite popular throughout this tournament. With Katarina's passive allows her to just clean up team fights completely with that reset. After that first kill or assist, just able to annihilate teams. We do see the Vayne pickup and Irelia pickup. Irelia, great matchup against Jace. It should be a pretty good matchup up in the top lane.
All right, on to the bottom 2 picks here.
The final 2 picks going off for Najin.
Ziggs?
Ooh, Ziggs, very uncommon. I'll be quite surprised actually if they did pick up that
AZUBU instead. I don't know. We might have. I don't know if we're being trolled. Well, I guess we could potentially have Ziggs. We'll see here in a second.
Yeah, I really don't think they would run Ziggs. They could maybe, but I don't know.
We got Lee Sin potentially being taken over here.
Yep. Yeah, Makuza, a great Lee Sin player. Really,
or Shen, in fact.
Yeah. They keep going back to that Ziggs, surprisingly. I really want to see it. I really want to see it.
That'd be awesome.
Oh, they do lock in that
All right,
Ziggs.
okay.
That is really unexpected.
I was gonna say I knew I knew Ziggs was not top tier. I did not expect him to.
This is actually the first time I will be seeing a Ziggs in a competitive match.
All right, we're gonna lose our Cassie Ziggs virginity right here.
Yep, and both teams have locked in all 5 of their champions, all 10 of their champions, excuse me. Diana versus Ziggs in the mid lane. In the bot for Najin, we will have Ezreal and Zyra versus Lulu and Vayne. And Makuza, oh my gosh. Makuza's Amumu is phenomenal. I've actually experienced it firsthand. I've played with Makuza against him and with him on my team. His Amumu is phenomenal. Look out for his Amumu ganks. Look out for his Amumu plays. Yeah, this should be an awesome game coming up.
All right, so as you can see here, for the sake of summary, we got Expression as Jace at the top, Flame with Irelia. Next, we got Hoon with Ziggs in mid. Presumably, we don't see a lot of Ziggs.
Yeah, I've never seen
it.
Ziggs.
It might be something different. Ambition with Diana. Bottom 80 is going to be Ezreal, played by Bang, and Captain Jack is going to be playing Vayne. Then support. Vinyl Cat against with Ziria, and Lust Boy with Lulu, and finally the junglers, Makuza Amumu,
yep,
and Helios Nocturne. So,
excuse me.
We are here. It is time. Before the end of tonight, we're going to see which one of these players is going to be going to Vegas.
Yep. Which,
you know what's funny is actually I'm going to be in Vegas no matter what.
Oh, for real? When?
Yep.
When are you going to go?
Well, the GSL Codas finals are going to be down there. So if you guys are watching this, chances are you'll probably be in Vegas. Yeah, so come check out the Starcraft stuff as well.
Are there a lot of Starcraft 2 pros abroad? I mean, are there as many as pros like in Korea? Like, I know there are a lot of.
Well, here's the way you want to think about it. Like, GSL Codas is the most competitive, and it's mostly Koreans, but that's also just because. You know,
it's in Korea.
It's in Korea, so our Codas players are winning most every single tournament out there. There is a really strong foreign scene, but I think it's one of these factors where if you look at Seoul as like the ideal ecosystem to create the best gamers in the world.
Yeah.
So you got players like named Stefano. They're, I would say, on par with the best Koreans out there. We have Naniwa, who stays out in Korea for long periods of time from Sweden, by the way.
I see.
But yeah, and to answer your question, there are a ton. I would say most of them not quite on par with the Koreans, but still good enough to be worthy of sponsorship and stuff like that.
And the StarCraft 2 Korean teams, they also have gaming houses and all that too, right?
Not as much, because again, I think when it comes to gaming houses, it's easier when you're in Korea because you're on the same time. Area, the same zip code. If you have to go to, not the zip code, same city, so you have to go to a tournament not far away.
Yeah.
And it's just so to answer your question, it's super popular outside of Korea. Now, of course, League of Legends. I don't know if League of Legends has more tournaments.
I'm pretty sure it does now.
I think it might.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Because I know StarCraft 2 had a lot, but now every StarCraft 2 tournament I'm at, there's a League of Legends tournament there too. There's like 2 games. Basically, there's StarCraft 2 and League of Legends, and then there's every other esport.
What else is there right now? There's still Counter-Strike, right? There has to be an FPS out there, right?
Well, FPS is, it's interesting. They're in kind of like a weird phase right now because I think FPS has always been having a hard time because there's so many FPSs out there. The problem with CS, what happened was CS 1.6 came out, and then Source came out, and it wasn't quite. It was good, but a lot of the pros didn't want to switch over. There was a similar problem that came up with StarCraft 1 and StarCraft 2.
I see.
And then eventually, everybody had to be like, well, StarCraft 2 is good enough. We're going to have to stop having StarCraft 1 tournaments. And that's kind of shifted the scene along. But let me see. Then of course you got. But right now, I know there's CS:GO, but I haven't actually played CS:GO. I don't know if that's in beta or if that's
I've never even heard of it.
Oh no, it's definitely it's supposed to be good, but I haven't actually had the chance to play it.
I see.
But there's also this other thing with FPS console games versus PC console games.
Yeah, like Call of Duty and stuff, right?
Yeah, there are Halo players out there that take it very seriously, and they have their own leagues. And then there's even, of course, the fighting game scene, which I think is not quite. I think it's growing. It's like maturing, I guess you could say. But it's definitely big, but I wouldn't say there's a ton of money in it just yet.
Yeah.
Actually, there's this thing that was going on in the fighting game scene where people are always like, well, we're not an esport. And then I'm like, they're like sitting there like they're with like an EG like blazer on, and like they're like the tournament's got like Mad Catz like joystick logos in the background. I'm like, all right, man, that sounds like a very serious identity crisis.
Yeah, and here we go into the game.
All right, let's do this.
Yeah, the first game of the finals. I'm excited. So excited. Yeah, so fairly standard opening. It looks like all 10 players are kind of splitting up. Pretty defensive opening. It looks like, I believe Irelia. Did Irelia start with the ward? How many potions does Irelia have? I think she only has 1. So Irelia is surprisingly only starting with 1 potion. She did buy a ward for herself for that top lane Tribush area. She does not want to get ganked early on. But she will have a little bit less sustain. She'll only have that 1 potion to sustain her. might cause her some trouble because Jace, you know, does have that poke that will wear her down.
All right, we have our players gathering up here. 3 hiding in the bush now. 4 on Najin shield. Now he throws one into the bush, revealing the position here.
Yep. So just a little bit of harass. I mean, not too significant. I don't think we'll see a level 1 fight just yet. Yeah. Pretty defensive opening. Zyra throws down the ward. AZUBU won't be able to come into Najin Shield's jungle. Actually, there are like 5 wards already down on this map. Yeah, I don't think anything's gonna happen.
There's a lot of sky right here. We got AZUBU and Ziggs jungling right now.
Yeah, but it's actually a late invade coming out onto Najin Shield. I believe they might. Yeah, they don't know. This might be first blood. They are gonna go onto AZUBU. AZUBU does flash out. But AZUBU will steal this red buff. 2 flashes going down for AZUBU Shield, or Najin Shield, excuse me. Not a great start.
Yep, really nice start though here for AZUBU getting the red there.
Oh, but Irelia taking her own red buff. I don't know if she'll be able to take this.
I was gonna say, I was like, well, that would be like the worst possible thing that could happen. It's like, oh no, I lost to.
Oh no. Oh no! So she just wasted a lot of time trying to get that red buff.
This is like a very bad opening right now for Aurelia. I mean, I almost feel like, do you think that was somewhat amateurish to try to do that? Or,
yeah, I mean,
is that like?
I think it was just a little bit of misplay. I mean, if Diana leashed the red buff, she definitely would have been able to get it. But she didn't have a leash. She only had 1 potion. I don't think she wanted excuse me, I'm like really tired, so kind of fumbling on my words. But what I was trying to say was, I think she didn't want to commit too much time to trying to get the red buff.
Right.
And she actually could have died as well. So, you know, she just backed out, and then she did miss quite a bit. She'll be behind for a little while, but she should be able to catch up quite soon. These early levels aren't too important. It's pretty easy to catch up.
All right, so the game is, I don't want to say normalized, but what we're seeing is standard stuff from here on out for early game.
Yeah, just farming.
Yep. All right, so what do we want to watch for up here at the top?
Jace is probably just going to poke down onto Irelia as much as he can. However, he is scared of the Mumu gank, so he's playing fairly passively. He doesn't know. Actually, Mumu he poked his head out. He won't be able to get a gank off
Mumu's
right
heading
now.
up to the upper left, so now he's at least got some confirmation that, okay, there is a threat of a Mumu coming in and invading.
Yeah, and Amumu doesn't have a red buff. He doesn't have a red buff, so it's going to be much harder for him to pull off ganks. Nocturne did take both red buffs on the map.
How long is it going to take for the red buffs to respawn so Amumu can come down there and...
Well, buffs take 5 minutes to respawn, Dragon takes 6 minutes, and Baron takes 7.
Okay, so that's a pretty large amount of time that Amumu is not going to have the muscle that Amumu basically needs in order to get a leg up.
I mean, if he times his ganks well, to potentially counter gank or just catch one of the enemies out of position, he might be able to get a gank off, but I really don't see any ganks coming out from him just yet. He did blow his flash. Some heavy harass going out onto Vayne. Kind of low. She will have some potions. She healed that back up. Irelia catched up, so that early red buff attempt.
Vayne is getting pretty low down here.
Yeah, Vayne is taking heavy harass from this Ezreal and Zyra.
How much sooner before Vayne might have to recall back?
How many potions does she have? She has no more potions, so she's probably going to go back after this wave.
Just try to keep the turret up and taking as little damage as possible here.
Yeah. She doesn't want to lose that, those minions or XP either, so she's probably just going to farm out those minions. I believe she's going back right now. And Nocturne will be taking over this. Yeah, he'll be taking over this lane for just a little bit, kind of taking this XP and gold. Don't want to waste any of that precious money Both teams know what is on the line right now. Every little bit, every CS counts, every little bit of gold, every little advantage. And yeah, I mean, looking at the map right now, I don't see any real gank opportunities just yet.
Well, we haven't had any kills yet either. And both teams are playing, I don't want to say conservatively, but very safely.
Yeah. I mean, Ziggs. Yeah, I'm still surprised on the Ziggs pick. I really want to see how it's going to turn out. But,
all right, Ziggs, speaking of which, taking a lot of damage. Ziggs laying down his mines.
Heavy harass going down onto Ziggs. I believe, I mean, Diana, if she hits one more Q, she will be able to kill Ziggs.
Well, Ziggs is pretty squishy early on, right?
Yeah, generally Ziggs is fairly squishy.
Actually, here, indulge me for a second here. Why exactly do we not see Ziggs as much? I know Ziggs is not considered top tier, but I don't know. Is it just, you know, he doesn't pan out well in the late game? Is that there are other versions of him that are similar that are just better? So why would you play him? Yeah,
basically they're just better picks. They're just stronger, more consistent AP mid characters that you can pick instead of Ziggs. Ziggs has CC, but it's a fairly unreliable CC. I mean, you can dodge it if you really want to. He throws down those hexplosive mines that, you know, they're on the ground. I mean, they're great for zoning and team fights. However, you know, for example, let's say Diana. Diana has an AoE, you know, just pull everyone in skill that is much more consistent. You know, if she wants to land it, she can land it pretty much 100%. However, with Ziggs, the enemy has to run into the mines for it to
right. His other ability, is it even that useful? The one where he throws that little bomb that he can knock himself away? I know you can jump over walls and stuff like that with that, but
you can jump over walls and stuff with that too. However,
there's other versions of that are better, like Graves is just dash through.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
it's kind of
less finesse.
It's a little hard to use. I would say it's not. Sometimes you can like kind of screw it up. And like not even, and just go in the total opposite direction you want to go into. So I'm pretty sure, you know, we won't see them make that kind of mistake. These players make those kind of mistakes. But
AZUBU was jungling, just recalled back.
Yep.
We also got Nocturne and Diana jungling. I say that they're actually looks like Diana's going to go mid, and we do have Nocturne up. Looks like Nocturne's going to continue to jungle here. Go ahead and get the red buff.
Yep, so both junglers just passed off the blue buffs to the mid laners. That mana regen and cooldown reduction, great, you know, for those AP mid champions. Quite crucial. It will increase your damage output quite significantly. But quite a passive game so far. Nothing too spectacular going on. But actually, Mumu looking to try and get a gank on this Diana, but he will potentially just back out.
All right,
the ward. Yeah, Nocturne is sneaking into Najin Shield's jungle. However, there is a ward there to spot him.
Yeah, as far as wards go, actually, most of this map is pretty warded up, especially near the river area.
Yeah.
So I think it's gonna be hard for these guys to sneak up on each other. It looks like the junglers are gonna have to. They might have to. We're gonna see who's gonna step up, I should say, but. Whoever can start to take out those wards first, I think, is when we're going to start to see these kills, because guaranteed 100%, all 10 of the players in this game have their eyeballs glued on the mini-map right now.
Yeah, actually, potential gank onto the spot lane. Nocturne is trying to set up a gank onto the spot lane, and same with the AZUBU, trying to gank this top lane. The AZUBU does have that oracles, so he will know if there are wards around him. He is waiting for Jace to come back to lane. And same with Nocturne. Nocturne is just waiting there in that top lane behind the tower. Najin Shield does not know, but actually AZUBU coming in hard. Oh, onto Irelia. Irelia coming in, but she does flash out. She will live from this. She's actually going really hard onto AZUBU. She will not be able to take him out though.
All right.
Diana coming to back her up too.
Skirmish ends right there. It was a very close call.
Yeah, very close call. I mean, yeah, both these teams showing their phenomenal skill right now. I don't even know when we're going to see a first blood.
I do think once we see a first blood or maybe 2 kills in a row here, that's when they're really going to start pushing forward and try to take advantage of the situation. So, again, guys, a lot on the line. This is a best of 5. So, you know, Obviously, winning the first game is going to set the tone.
Yeah, definitely.
Or is somebody going to start to come back, or is somebody going to close this out? But at the same time, it's still, you know, we got a long way to go here before we know exactly who's going to be the champion, who's going to be representing Korea in Las Vegas.
Yep. Diana coming towards the spot lane, but Moo will spot her. She is just going to back out of there. She's going to continue to farm mid lane. Nocturne, on the other hand, he was in that top lane area, but he's just going to continue farming his jungle. I mean, yeah, it's just so passive right now, and there's just too much map coverage that, you know, neither team can really pull off a gank. And AZUBU plays pinging Dragon.
All right, are they going to go for it though? Yeah, well,
Irelia is actually coming down for this Dragon. They might force this fight and force Najin's shield to fight them, but
oh, looks like Lou's taking some more damage. Meanwhile, Ezreal and Zyra continue to push up. Vayne hugging the bush at the far right.
Yep, so it does look like Najin, AZUBU will force this dragon fight. But, ooh, they're actually just backing out of this right now.
Did Ziggs just burn his ult?
Yeah, Ziggs just burned his ult, but then engage onto Amumu. Amumu flashes out. But actually,
Jace getting hit pretty hard here, but now retreating.
Yeah, but this might be first blood. The knight ticking down. Will it? No, the last tick does not kill him.
Really
awesome
nice
job. And then Ezreal almost taking out Diana as well.
It's still 0-0 right now.
So many of these players taken out solo. Holy moly.
Man, I was positive Jace was dead there.
Yeah, me too. I mean,
I thought he was going to get bled out for sure.
Yeah, but holy smokes.
What's funny about this is so many of the players are having to recall back right now.
Yeah.
That it's not like this is going to impact the way the map is being dominated. Looks like we got Amumu who's going to go ahead and pick up red now.
Yep, Amumu picking up red. Nocturne gonna pick up wolves. Yeah, that was a pretty heavy engage, on both teams. Both teams just making out by the nick of their teeth, barely making it out. Irelia was taken really low. Jace, I think he lived with I would say 10 HP. I mean, he was so low. He barely had.
Ziggs gonna go for blue here, it looks like.
Yeah. Yep. Ziggs solo in this blue. And Diana will take their own blue as well. But geez, I mean, it's like 14 minutes into this game and we still haven't had a kill.
I know.
Yeah. I want to see some
death and destruction here. I want to see some carnage. Ezreal take a little bit of damage, it looks like. Yep.
Yeah, just harass.
All right, but Jace coming in here now.
Yeah, so AZUBU shield now looking to force this dragon fight. Yeah, Najin shield might be the Najin shield will start on this dragon. AZUBLAZE do know this is going on, so they will try and contest this. All 5 members of AZUBU shield are going to take this, but nice engage from Amumu. He does pick up the dragon. This will be first blood. Going on to Ezreal. Another kill going on. Zyra will go down. Oh my god! Oh my lord! So many kills going down. But Jace will go down as well to Irelia.
All right. They've been aced now.
This
is an ample opportunity right now for AZUBU Blaze to close in, to push their territory. It does look like Amumu is going to be back in about 4 seconds here. And then Zyra shortly afterwards. But there's just going to be enough time, I think, for them to at least take out a turret or 2.
Yeah, but just complete carnage going out. The first real engage in this game and already an ace.
Really nice here. And as you can see, that's going to shift the gold count here. With a lead here for AZUBU Blaze at 20.4 to the 19.5.
Yeah, so AZUBU Blaze coming out really strong in that fight. Najin shield did pick up that dragon, so dragon is worth about 2 kills. So, even though Najin shield picked up the dragon, or excuse me, although AZUBU Blaze aced Najin shield, essentially gold-wise, Najin shield only lost out on about 1 kill.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, at least, looking at it from a gold standpoint.
Right, at a gold standpoint, not as tremendous at a map control standpoint for the time being out of commission.
Yeah.
Bad news.
Yeah, so Najin and Shield, they did get ace, but not in a horrible position. They are in a slight gold deficit, only about 6K now. Not extremely significant. However, AZUBU Blaze looking pretty strong right now.
All right.
Yeah, the double buff on Lulu actually, and actually Nocturne looking for a gank in the bot lane. Just a Lulu.
Nocturne has actually gone down to bot lane a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
They want to get Ezreal or Zyra badly over here.
Yeah, so I'm not exactly sure what Jace is doing here. There is no dragon, so he really has no reason.
Was he trying to get a gank on Diana?
Yeah, possibly a potential gank onto Diana, but Diana. Yeah.
I'm sorry, is it Diana or Diana?
Diana.
Oh, I'm sorry, Diana.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tasteless never learned how to read.
I think. I mean, you might be able to. Do you think Europeans pronounce it Diana? I think it's.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I've been to tournaments throughout my life where somebody called it. It's called an Archon, and then these people are like, it's an Archon, and I'm like,
what?
I'm like, no, it's definitely an Archon. It's actually that's actually a real word.
Oh, but actually Diana swooping around through the backside of AZUBU or of Najin Shield's jungle.
Right,
they are going really hard onto Najin Shield right now. Nocturne going in really hard. They will get a stun off onto Zyra. Zyra will go down. Ezreal will possibly go down. He will go down right here. Double kill for Diana.
AZUBU Blaze.
Nice plays coming out from AZUBU Blaze. What Diana did there was she avoided the wards in Najin Shield's jungle. She looped around, took the long way around.
Oh,
yeah, she took the long way around to avoid that ward in the tri-brush. And actually, she snuck around and then managed to pull that gank off and managed to pick up those 2 kills for her team. Amazing play. Great coordination. AZUBU Blaze looking extremely strong right now. And this is what kind of I was talking about earlier, as AZUBU Blaze just has a much stronger showing in the past. I mean, Najin Shield has been around for quite a while. However, AZUBU Blaze just usually has a better showing in tournaments.
Yeah, it's interesting because the start it looked like this was going to be a really close match, right?
Yeah.
But then that's what at the moment when you have these group engagements. You could just see that the execution of Blaze here is so much better. I feel like the only way that Najin Shield can get a leg up, at least early game on AZUBU Blaze, is if they try to get 1 or 2 early game ganks and get a lead that way. And maybe have a stronger team, but right now AZUBU Blaze is playing phenomenally. But then again, guys, don't count Najin Shield out yet. Najin Shield right now 24.2 or 0.3K to the 26.2K for AZUBU Blaze.
Yeah, just under a 2K gold advantage for AZUBU Blaze. They are in the lead. They are 5 kills ahead. No towers going out yet. A possible dive onto Jace, but Jace, he might sense something going on, but I don't know if he doesn't know Nocturne's there. Nocturne does have the Oracle, so he knows that he hasn't been spotted yet. A potential dive.
I think we're going to have a dive come in here, and it looks like Jake's going to be in trouble.
Nice dive coming out onto Jace. They do pick up a very clean kill. Another kill going for AZUBU Blaze. Just great showing right now.
Man, Blaze is fierce.
Yeah.
By the way, bottom turret has almost been taken out, I think, with the next wave.
I think your monitor is a little bit ahead.
Yeah, I think I should have got a slight boost here. So it looks like, all right.
Oh, but a potential dive onto AZUBU right here. Diana is coming up. She does go in. AZUBU does have his ulti, so he will be able to lock up these champions, but he doesn't.
Man.
Yeah, but he decides not to use his ultimate.
Ziggs ult misses too. Ziggs, I really am starting to feel like this was a bad decision here from Najin Shield. We have not yet seen what is their plan. What are they trying to to do here? Because I don't understand. I mean, you said it best. AZUBU Blaze looking like the favorites going into this due to I think the best weighing mechanism for how well somebody's going to play is history. and then they're picking Ziggs, which is exciting until you see that it's not really doing that much, you know?
Yeah. You know, Ziggs not really having a great showing right now. You know, I wish they would try and, you know, have more plays around Ziggs. That Ziggs has a semi-global ultimate, so, you know, if Najin Shield were a tiny bit more coordinated, I feel like they could use that Ziggs. They could abuse that range on Ziggs ultimate. However, right now AZUBU is just pretty much outplaying Najin Shield. You know, AZUBU is not giving Najin Shield many opportunities to make plays on AZUBU. So, you know, that's another reason why I feel like Ziggs is not a great champion. Well, I mean, he's an okay champion. You know, I'll outplay him, but you know, I just feel like there are much stronger picks that Najin Shield could have gone with.
Right, he's just not high tier enough. It looks like we have Shield right now pushing middle lane here heavily. I think it's going to put their tower under a little bit of strain.
Yep. So Najin Shield looks like they really want this mid tower, but all 5 members of AZUBU are defending this. I don't believe Najin Shield will be able to get this turret. I think AZUBU are, they're just gonna engage straight up onto Najin Shield or not, or I don't know what that was about. I guess a little bit of miscommunication coming out from AZUBU. I guess Nocturne wanted to engage onto Najin Shield, however, a few members of AZUBU
were just running, so they had, okay, because I was going to say, I don't know why he did that.
Yeah, because actually Diana and Vayne were fairly low on health, so, you know, although Nocturne did use his ultimate and wanted to engage, AZUBU great communication telling him not to go in. Right. I believe if AZUBU did fight, they would have lost because, you know, 2 members of AZUBU were quite low. Pretty smart. A little bit of miscommunication, however, not that big of a deal. Right. All they're wasting is a little bit of time.
I got a newbie question here. All right, so we got middle lane here, softened up here for Blaze. They lost their middle turret, the exterior one. The 2 top and bottom turrets, the exterior ones, are taken out here for Najin Shield. Who has an advantage in this situation? Or maybe I should ask, how should they play this from here? Both teams.
Both teams. Well, what Najin Shield needs to do is they need to catch AZUBU out of position. They need to have fights where they can command where AZUBU goes, what AZUBU will do. Because what AZUBU is doing right now is they are controlling the fights. They are saying, Najin Shield, this is what you're gonna do. This is how you're gonna react to us. You can't do anything to us. You know, we're gonna control these fights. We're gonna control this map. What Najin Shield needs to do is they need to abuse that Ziggs AoE. They need to get in there. They need to combo up their ultimates. You know, if Makuza can get, let's say, 4 members of the AZUBU with, you know, snared with his ultimate, followed up with a Zyra ultimate, followed up with an Ezreal ultimate, followed up with the Ziggs ultimate, AZUBU won't have a chance fighting Najin Shield. However, what AZUBU is doing a great job of is that they are not allowing Amumu to get more than 2 members of their own team. Yeah, caught in that ultimate.
Yeah. Actually, Amumu's been bullied pretty hard in this series, I feel like.
Yeah.
Despite Makuza sort of being their star player.
Yeah, I mean, AZUBU, you know, when they group up, they're grouped up enough to where they can back each other up, but they're not grouped up so much that they will all be caught in those AoE ultimates. They're doing a great job positioning themselves. You know, if 3 or more members of AZUBU get caught in one ultimate of Najin Shield, you know, it will be quite devastating. Ziggs now having quite a bit of damage. He did finish that Fiend's Holy Grail. He's building towards a Rabadon's death cap right now. I mean, Jay's having a lot of damage too, finishing up that Bloodthirster, having that Brutalizer. He does have the cooldown boots, so he will be able to get that poke out faster and more consistent. You know what I mean? But, you know, what Najin Shield needs to do is they have to combo up their ultimates. They have an AoE composition. You know, without comboing up your ultimates, your composition is pretty much useless. If you blow your ultimate, your AoE ultimate on 1 or 2 players, you know, although you might take out those or lock, you know, kill and lock up those 2 players, the rest of the team will just close in and take you out.
Right.
You know?
Looks like a middle turret here just now destroyed a little bit ago.
Yeah, and AZUBU Blaze team comp, AZUBU Blaze is much better at singling out targets and taking them out. When there's actually a heavy engaged quantity rally, her Guardian Needles does get taken out. A little bit of a misplay, I think. But actually, Makuza going in, getting his ultimate on 3 players. They're focusing heavily on Diana. Diana will get taken out. Ziggs ultimately almost taking out two members of AZUBU Blaze. A nice combo coming out from Jace, taking out that Vayne. Great team fight coming out from Najin Shield. This is what I was talking about. They have to combo up their ultimates,
and they did a really good job out there. And you know, when you're at this high level, I mean, their highest level champion is level 16 right now, and Jace is level 15. They can actually do a lot of damage in this amount of time, and that's why later game mass kills are really bad.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I mean, if you're the team that you know is getting almost aced or aced, because if you're higher level, you're not going to be respawning sooner.
Yeah.
So it's a scary thing. It's a real problem.
Yeah. But like I said before, Najin Shield has to combo up their ultimates. AZUBU, during that fight, caught, I believe, 3 members of AZUBU Blaze with his ultimate, and then that was comboed up with the Zyra ultimate, followed up by the Ziggs ultimate. So much AoE damage coming out that AZUBU Blaze couldn't respond to that. And it, like, all the meanwhile, Jace throwing out that poke with Ezreal having that single target damage, killing whoever comes in to try and fight Najin Shield. I mean, that is exactly what Najin Shield has to do. They have to keep comboing up their ultimates. They have to stay together, try and lock down as many members of AZUBU Blaze as possible. And what AZUBU Blaze needs to do is stop getting caught by those. They need to single out Najin Shield. You know, Diana, Irelia, Vayne, Lulu, Nocturne, all great duelists. They are great 1v1 champions. That is what AZUBU Blaze has to do, is they have to single out the members of Najin Shield. They can't get caught, you know, by the Mumu Snare or the Zyra or the Zyra knockup. You know, it's all gonna come down to how these 2 teams position themselves. I mean, it's actually looking quite close now. Najin Shield has a bigger advantage. I would say a bigger advantage in the sense that they have more AoE.
Yeah.
You know, if they can lock up, you know, multiple members of AZUBU Blaze, then they will come out ahead on during these team fights. However, if AZUBU Blaze can position themselves in a way that they don't get comboed up with Najin Shield's ultimates and can single out targets on AZUBU Shield's team, they will come out on top.
What do you think about right now, Najin Shield rushing towards the top here?
Yeah, what Najin Shield is doing right now is they're forcing AZUBU Blaze to come and defend this mid tower. Because what AZUBU Blaze was trying to do is they're trying to bait Najin Shield into that bottom river area jungle to try and get Najin Shield to fight in that area. However, what Najin Shield did in return was just push that mid lane, forcing AZUBU Blaze to fight them where they want them, you know, basically fight.
Looks like they're gonna try to go ahead and get blue here.
Yep, they're Ziggs really blue buff dependent. Ziggs uses a lot of mana, so you know they definitely want that blue buff onto Ziggs if they but an almost steal on that red buff. Vayne actually was trying to steal that red buff. However, Ezreal knew that Vayne was trying to steal that red buff, and he did ultimate that red buff. However, Vayne stopped auto-attacking it and then managed to get the last hit.
Very nicely done.
So great. So really good micro coming out from both these players.
Looks like we're gonna have a pretty hard push over here in the center. So it looks like Vayne's gonna go ahead and recall back to defend.
Yeah. So Najin Shield realized that Vayne was pushing bot, so they just decided to 5-man push mid because they knew AZUBU Blaze can't engage on them while they are 1 member down. Yeah, so they pretty much just got a free tower. actually a really good tower that will open up some opportunities for Najin Shield.
Yeah, I mean, the inhibitor is going to be exposed there.
Yeah.
The shortest travel distance is that straight line from bottom left to upper right.
Yep. Exactly. So we should see, I believe, Dragon. No, I think, yeah, no. Dragon was taken down a couple of minutes ago, so we won't see Dragon quite yet. We might see some Baron dancing going on. But most likely, yeah, just some more farming. Trying to keep this map control. Trying to keep their lanes pushed. Ziggs now completing his Rabadon's death cap. Jace with a lot of damage right now. He did pick up another BF sword, picking up a pickaxe. I believe those two items could be built into an Infinity Edge, but I don't think that Jace really benefits. Well, he will benefit from Infinity Edge. However, his spells don't crit, so he will be relying on his auto attacks if he decides to go with that Infinity Edge build. But yeah, that was almost an engage onto his Najin Shield, but they will just back out. But as I was saying, Jace potentially going for a Infinity Edge, could also be building for a Last Whisper. Not sure. Yeah, we'll see what Jace builds.
All right, so who do they want to try to target down first on each side here?
Well, Najin Shield definitely needs to target Vayne. Vayne has crazy damage right now. She has Infinity Edge and Phantom Dancer in combination with her W passive, which does give her gives her third auto attack onto a single target. It does a percentage of their maximum health, so it actually does a lot of damage. There's no real way to counter that with defensive items other than just flat health, but you can't exactly counter true damage with armor. So Vayne will be dishing out a lot of damage. They need to focus down that Vayne.
And who do they need to focus out then on the other side?
Ziggs and Ezreal. Yeah.
Okay.
And even Jace. I mean, basically on Najin Shield side, their carries are Jace, Ziggs, and Ezreal. And on the AZUBU Blaze's side, it's pretty much Diana, Irelia, and Vayne. So if either team can focus one of those 6 champions and kill them, you know, it'll be a pretty good thing. However, on AZUBU Blaze's side, they do have a Lulu, so if whoever Najin Shield decides to focus on AZUBU Blaze's team, Lulu will be able to use her ultimate on whoever is getting focused and give them essentially a health buff, which just makes them, you know, a little bit tankier. And on Najin Shield side, yeah, they just have crazy AoE ultimate, so yeah, right. Honestly, they just need to combo that up.
We're having a little bit of a territorial dispute over here near where the Baron is. Now coming down, and whoever wins this engagement is going to get the Baron.
Pretty much,
so this is going to be pretty huge.
Oh, but the possible engage onto Amumu. Amumu will get ultimate onto 3 players. Zyra ultimate going down onto 4 members. Yeah, Amumu going down. But so many members of Najin Shield going down right now. This is what I was talking about.
I think we have an ace here.
That is an ace. AZUBU Blaze doing a great job singling out members of Najin Shield, not allowing us Najin Shield to combo up their ultimates. Just great play coming out from a Najin Shield, or excuse me, AZUBU Blaze. That is exactly what they needed to do.
Now we still have like 15 more seconds almost until Amumu's in here. Do they want to keep pushing towards that center?
Well, they're gonna get this inhibitor. They're probably gonna back out.
Okay, go for the Baron.
Potentially go for Baron. Yeah, they're either gonna go for Baron or just heal up and then prepare for Baron. I don't think they have enough damage or health to take off this Baron just yet. They're probably just gonna steal this blue and then go. Actually, they do have the damage because of Vayne. Yeah, they're just gonna go straight for this Baron. They have 2 Guardian Angels as well. Irelia with true damage. They actually have 2 true damage dealers. They will be able to pick up this Baron with quite ease. First Baron going down for AZUBU Blaze. AZUBU Blaze in a commanding lead. Almost 8k, I would say. Almost 9k gold advantage going towards
AZUBU
Blaze. Dragon has spawned as well. Excuse me.
Well, from here, what do? Do they want to keep pushing? Do they want to go back and recall? Do they want to just steal all the buffs on the map?
Yeah, Vayne is just trying to steal this red buff. Oh, but they're actually camping here.
My God, this could be bad. Ezreal.
Yeah, Ezreal will most likely go down. Oh no, he'll live. Nice Essence Flux over the wall, but they will steal that red buff for Najin shield. Ezreal will not be able to get another red buff. Ezreal with red buff is actually quite scary because he has that long range Q poke, which applies on hit effects. So if Ezreal has the red buff on him, then his Mystic Shot will actually apply red buff if he hits someone with his Mystic Shot.
Right,
so,
right.
AZUBU denying that buff for Ezreal.
Do they want to push middle again, or do they want to try to clear up the other turrets? I mean,
AZUBU doesn't need to push mid anymore because they took out that inhibitor, so the super.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, that's a stupid question. So then they're probably gonna go for one of these other lanes.
Yeah,
down here.
yeah, and they have Baron. They're probably gonna go for it looks like they're going for top lane now. Dragon is up. I don't know why they just didn't pick that up for free. It's not that important right now. AZUBU has such a big lead right now that they don't even need Dragon. So they're just ignoring it and just going to this top lane and push it right now.
All right, and they're going to be hitting the turret over here. Looks like Ziggs might try to come up to defend.
Oh, but the nice engage. Oh, going out to Ziggs. Ziggs will just be taken out immediately. Nothing he could do. This is what I was talking about. Najin or AZUBU Blaze's champions are great at taking out single targets. This is what they're doing. They're just singling out targets on Najin's shield and just taking them out one by one. This will be the ace. I believe this should be GG as well.
Yeah, I think they can just go for the two turrets right here.
Yeah,
That's it. GG.
And the GG does come out.
Unbelievable. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, AZUBU Blaze executing.
That was sick.
Executing their strategy to perfection. Well, they kind of messed up, I think during one fight in the mid. Like in the mid lane,
they only lost one little skirmish.
Yeah.
But that was sick. They did such a good job.
Yeah.
Again, really well coordinated attacks. It seemed a little bit even. In the early game, I was like, wow, nobody's killing anybody, especially since we've seen a lot of aggression here at this tournament. The Koreans known for being very aggressive in League of Legends. And instead, just playing it's very conservative early game. But, yeah, every engagement that AZUBU Blaze won, they capitalized on it.
Yeah, exactly.
They made the best decisions. You could see that they, I think it was, the second to last engagement that they won. They didn't go straight for Baron. They said, "Oh, wait, hold on, get this turret first."
Yep.
And then we'll fork through here to steal all the buffs.
Yep.
And get the Baron. And then they went all the way back down past the Dragon because they knew, okay, there's one buff down here, and they know that they saw us go up to the top. They knew they were probably going to go into Baron territory. They looped back down, hid in the bushes.
Yeah.
Almost took out Ezreal just then.
Yeah.
But Ezreal, I believe Ezreal flashed out, right?
Arcane Shift over the wall.
Shift,
yeah.
Excuse me. I'm the noob here.
It's pretty much the same thing, honestly, except Flash has like a much longer cooldown.
Right.
Essentially the same thing. Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. We'll just say Flash down. All right. Well, we're gonna take a quick little break, and when we come back, we're gonna go on to game number 2 between Najin Shield and AZUBU Blaze. Stay tuned.